Welcome to Python Basics Tutorial Part 8, Python How-Tos. We will be discussing some basic Python algorithms here, using the concepts we've discussed so far, in Python Basics tutorials. Firstly, a bubble sort is a simple sorting algorithm that repeatedly steps through the list, compares adjacent elements and swaps them, if they are in the wrong order. The pass, through the list, is repeated until the list is fully sorted. Here, bubble sort function is defined with nested for loops. So, it always runs big O squared time, even if the array is already sorted. It can be optimized to big O, by stopping the algorithm, if the inner for loop didn't cause any swap in current iteration. A Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding numbers, starting from 0 and 1. Here, for finding a Fibonacci series, we're using a for loop for adding the current number to its preceding two numbers. The algorithm defined here is space optimized. You can also use recursion for the same purpose. Here, we can see simple algorithms for checking if a given number is prime or not using if-else statements and for loop. And, for checking, if a given sequence is a palindrome or not by using negative slice index to reverse a string. Now, for understanding the difference between recursion and iteration, let's see the factorial function of a positive integer. For finding the factorial, we can either use built-in math library, or a recursion, or an iteration. For using math library, import math, and use factorial method as shown in the example. A recursive function is function, which calls itself. For using recursion, call the user-defined factorial function, from itself, with number -1, until number is equal to 1. Repeated execution, of a set statements, by feeding the result as input to the same statements is called iteration. For using iteration, start from an initial number 1, and store the product of the previous result and the iterator to the same value repeatedly. Thank you. Please proceed to Python Basics Tutorial Part 9, NumPy in Python.